Hi guys, so a warm welcome back to this channel. Today we'll be talking about PayPal, which has been downtrending quite a bit. And recently, after announcing of bad earnings, the stock dropped about more than 20%. So what exactly happened with this PayPal here? We can see that a few months ago, there was a double top here. So double top is a symbol of a bearish reversal, hence prices came down. And the thing is that we didn't see much rebounds. When the stock were to downtrend and we do not see much rebounds, it's an indication that is very weak. So all the rebounds were very small and not much of a powerful rebound. And because of the bad earnings, it dropped. But the truth is, usually the insiders or the big players would already be selling beforehand. So before the earnings, they will already be selling and shorting on the way down. You can see that there's a very high volumes of rates here. It shows that big players are actually selling to retailers, and all these on the way down, there will a lot of retailers who are being trapped. And so far, there is no signs of reversal yet. Only recently we did see a small, very small rebound. You can see that the MACD on a daily scale has turned up and cut up above. But you can see that this rebound is a very small rebound. And after the earnings was announced, it dropped about 20%, which is a lot. So where would my next supports be? Even though I don't advise entering, because when stock is on a downtrend, it is always very, it's not advisable to enter. If you look at the MACD on the weekly scale, you can see that the blue line has went below the orange line and has continued to go further down. So you see, once this thing cut down at about this level here, we never actually went above the orange line again. This is an indication that there is no potential reversal yet. That means the big players have yet to accumulate. Unless we see this blue line cutting above the orange line on a weekly scale, then there's a possibility of reversal. So coming back to why the stock has already hit so low, let's go back to our daily time frame. You can see that on the daily time frame, there is actually a gap that was being closed. A few, about 1 to 2 years ago, on the May 2020, we did see a gap at about 130 something here. There's a gap here. So you can see that the gap was in fact being closed just yesterday. So gaps are meant to be closed, and they're always meant to be positioned as such, because one of the days in the future, it will tend to close this gap. The next supports for me, I would see it will be about 124, 125, these levels here. Because the previous resistance at these two levels will turn support. But in fact, we are actually not too far away. So I'm not sure if we are able to bounce off this support. And then after that support, things will actually turn quite ugly, because the psychological support will be at $100. And the March 2020 low was about $80 and $8. I don't think we will revisit those levels, but of course it will depend on the MACD as well. You have to look at the weekly MACD, whether it turns. But on the way down, it's better not to add or buy. It's just to observe the price movements first. So if you look at the Fibonacci, it's an indication of how weak the stock is actually is now. If you do the Fibonacci from the peak all the way to the bottom of 2020, about $80, $81, you can see that this 136 support did not hold, which is essentially the last support here. The 136 support has to hold, but it did not hold. So we are likely to break down. If you break down, there are actually many supports coming up. And if you do the Fibonacci on the long time frame, starting from about $30 all the way up to about 310, you can see that the next Fibonacci here is about $96, which is relatively low. So $100 will be a psychological support, and thereafter 96 as a support there. And if you look at a monthly time frame, actually tells us quite a bit. You can see that there is actually some cloud support coming up on the monthly time frame. So somewhere around here, which is in between 100 to about 110. So if we do see some cloud support and then we see these kinds of candles, then potentially we may rebound. But that being said, I think the best indicator would be looking at the weekly MACD. The weekly MACD would be a better indicator to tell us whether or not the stock has reversed. So once again, to recap, the first support will be at 124. After that, it will be psychological support at 100. And the last support will be at the 96 and the March 2020 low, which will be $80. However, I do see some support coming in here, somewhere between 100 to 110. There should be some strong support there. And hopefully the MACD on the weekly will turn as well. So that's all I have for this video. I hope that most people who are stuck in this particular counter do watch the manipulation that is coming up. Not advisable to add or buy unless you see clear signs of accumulation and clear signs of reversal. If there's nothing else, I hope you guys had a good week ahead, and I'll see you guys in the next video.